New to my channel, my name is Izzy Watson, spelled Izzy with S's. I am an athlete that is currently training for an Ironman triathlon, and I eat a low-carb diet because I have autoimmune issues. Today I'm going to try something a bit different. We're going to do a recipe. So when you eat low-carb, definitely protein is the big thing on a low-carb diet, but you can't forget the fat. Today we're going to be making a 3-ingredient protein bar with collagen. I have 2 different collagens here. We're going to be using beef fat, aka beef tallow, and some honey, which I did not bring out. We're going to use some raw unpasteurized clover honey. All you need for this is you need a bowl. I use a stainless steel bowl. You need a hand mixer, electric hand mixer. I'm using a scale to measure the ingredients, but by all means you can eyeball. And I'm gonna need an apron because things get messy with fat. So I got my funky apron here. And let's get started. So I made this recipe myself. I put measurements into MyFitnessPal and they spat out some macros for me, but we might have to make do as we go. Basically for this recipe, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the tallow in the bowl. We're gonna whip it like you would do for whipped cream. And then we're gonna add the protein powder and some honey, and it's gonna make a protein bar. I've made this before with beef protein isolate. This is beef protein isolate. It's made with beef. I use prime protein from Equip Foods. Tastes a lot better than that stuff. So I'm waiting for my protein powder to arrive. So I'm gonna be using collagen today. And if it tastes terrible, I'll let you know, but the Equip Foods will probably taste much better. So the reason I use a stainless steel bowl is because I can put it on the stovetop without it breaking or creating a mess by using another pot. Is it safe? I don't know. It's worked so far. So I have a local tallow here. Tallow is rendered beef fat. It has a waxy taste to it. I mean, I already used some of it, but I'm gonna weigh out 150 grams. And I personally like to melt it down a little bit just so it's easier to whip. So I got my scale here. We're gonna put it into grams. Basically my idea here is to try and make a protein bar similar to the PowerFit Foods Bear Bar. If you watch my videos, you probably know that I really like those things, but they're in America and I'm in Canada and things aren't going too well between the two right now, so we're just gonna keep it simple and make our own. Almost there. I'm gonna do a bit extra because by the time I scrape down the mixer and stuff, it's probably gonna end up being 150 grams. So we got our tallow, and we're going to turn this on low and it'll melt down slightly so then we can whip it up. I actually made a reel on my Instagram for whipped tallow bites. I love the whipped tallow just by itself. It almost tastes like whipped cream. So give it a try and follow me on Instagram if you don't already. Also, while we're at it and you're watching, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks. But only if you like my videos, because if you find my videos are trash, then there's no point in coming back. Just being honest. One more thing with the tallow is you want to use room temperature, especially if you're not melting it down, because otherwise it's not going to mix very well. It will heat up a little bit as you're whipping it, but room temperature. Alright, so that's probably good It's probably a little bit too melted, but oh, somebody's honking. But I'm gonna put it in the sink and whip it that way because the tallow tends to splash everywhere and get on my nice white backsplash here. Okay, so we're gonna grab our hand mixer. We're gonna plug that in. Set that in there. And we're gonna put it on high with the power boost. You can see that. Whatever. So usually I would whip this fully if I was making whipped tallow bites, but I'm gonna add the protein and the honey in right now so then it mixes all well and kind of makes like a dough. So I have 2 types of protein here. I don't think there's much left in here. And that one's really good. That's BPN collagen. So I got this one sent to me from Chief Nutrition in Australia. Fresh bag. So I'm just gonna probably use that one and see how it turns out. So we're gonna add the same amount of collagen to tallow. So we're gonna do 150 grams of collagen. If I need to add more, then I'll add more, but you can kind of just wing this recipe, and if you want like a protein bar with more protein, then add more protein. I think we're just gonna do 125 because that seems like a lot. Next, we're gonna add the honey. So we're gonna do 50 grams of honey to start. I don't want them super sweet, so add as much as you like. It's all crystallized, which isn't ideal, but I'll actually probably end up adding more. I don't know yet. Good thing about these is you can always top them in sweeteners when you're eating them. So there, we have 60 grams. And then we'll blend it up. So I really had to squeeze it with my hands to get it to form like a dough. It didn't really become whipped like my whipped tallow bites. They smell pretty good. They almost smell like the Bear Bars. I'm gonna put them into some molds and then let them set and see how it turns out. You might have to add more tallow. That will probably make it more like easier to form. And I'm sure with the Equip protein, it will be even easier because it's like fluffy. It's nice and fluffy. Protein is protein, so you could even try whey protein. I'm sure it would work out great. Whey protein has that fluff, so any type of protein would work for this. As long as there's no crap in it. Pretty much what I did was I filled it in here and then I flipped it in half and pushed it down. So then it would be thicker. And that's pretty much it. I like to eat them at room temperature, but you can eat them cold, you can eat them frozen. I personally have not done either. But pretty much smells just like a Bear Bar. Taste-wise, we'll find out soon. And there you have it. Make sure to push it down really good. It's nice and firm and not crumbly. Wasn't part of the plan to eat right now, but I had to try it. Solid. And there we have it. Feel free to use flavored protein powder, You could put cocoa nibs in there, coconut flakes, anything you really want. Make it your own.